When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the World. I'm SeptumSin. I'm here with Kotobuki Jake.
Hi.
And we're here to show you what they got.
Yeah.
So, essentially, we are going to show you what is coming out in a place near you. Roll that footage. So, I think we can start off by saying one thing that we always say. More Gundam! Alright, so we've got ourselves more Gundam out there with the Unicorn, Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn collection. Very pretty collection, worth a mention. But I'm going to go ahead and start us off. We have a decent amount up here, and a couple of things that are just being re-released. And one of the things on here is the Galaxy Express. Two of the movies here are Adieu Galaxy Express and Galaxy Express 999. These are the abridgment of the actual TV series or manga or whatever you want to call it. The TV series is set up to release in full in the future. Well, the rights have been bought, which is great because the people who re-released Bobobo, S'more Entertainment, they did start it. They released Volume 1, but never released Volume 2. And this guy is one of the masters of animation in Japan. The person who did this, what's the name of the guy? Tetsuro Hoshino. He is known very well in Japan. He's got a few anti-American sentiments in a lot of his stuff, so you gotta watch for that, but he is one of the grandmasters. So, in any case, these are the two.
Alright.
Alright.
So, speaking of shows that make political statements from time to time, we have frequently mentioned on this channel one of the most kick-ass anime out there, which is Kino's Journey, or more properly, Kino Note IV. This is the old ADV release. He has the really nice old school version. It's getting yet another re-release, and once again, there's no OVAs.
So what's that? Number 4?
But this is the first time it's getting released stateside on Blu-ray.
Speaking of, let's take a look at that copy. The Blu-ray copy.
Okay, see, there's the picture there.
Yeah.
But, so if you do not already have this, or if you are not beholden to this set and you want something smaller, this will be a really good way to get a nice space-saving edition. I will not upgrade until they put the damn OVAs on the series.
No point.
But if you don't have it, this is a great show.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would love to see it upgraded to Blu-ray, especially for the music, because the music is amazing, the opener and closer.
The opener is one of my all-time favorites. I love the ender first, but it's still awesome.
This one actually might appear when we finally do our top 10 or top 15 anime list. I think that one will probably be on my list. So it's just going to be kind of fun.
Yep.
Alright, so next up is a series I'm familiar with, which is Inukami. It's actually a fairly old series, well, old relatively speaking, like a few years. I watched it back when I was doing downloads, and that's been a while since I've done that.
Right.
And Brittany was the one who introduced me to it. It's essentially about these dog gods, Inukami. So it's got almost a Lum feel to it. And they're kind of banishing evil spirits. And the main character is sort of a priest, and he's kind of lecherous. So not as bad as like some of the characters.
Ataru?
Yeah, not like that, but still slightly lecherous. So it is fun. It is sort of a mini harem series, but the openers and enders are what makes it worth it. It's very wacky. It's very quirky. I've got a copy ordered. It's worth checking.
It's one that's been on my radar for ages, but barely. Like, I haven't actually seen it. But another one I've not actually seen, but it's a spin-off of a show that I have watched in part. I really need to get this collection, and I envy him. He already has one of the releases coming out.
We don't even need the picture.
Right, we will just show you. This is Love Live Sunshine Season 2,
It's all
but
shiny.
the art box is apparently Funimation often does this. They'll do a basic first edition of Season 1, and then they'll do an art box to put the whole thing in. So this comes with a little booklet and art cards, but apparently you're supposed to take the art cards out to put Season 1 in,
Heck with that.
which is kind of annoying, but it's a really pretty shiny box.
Yeah.
I have the original series, Love Live School Idol Project, was an NIS America release, and it was easily the show that sold out the fastest for them. I eventually got all 3 parts, but I had to make do with the standard for Season 2.
I've only got the standards.
But I actually watched Season 1 in one sitting. It was so addictive, and I had a rainy, sick day, and I just barreled through the whole thing. It's such an addictively fun show. I've never seen Sunshine, but it's supposed to be really good. So I envy him this one. I will try to get it eventually. But if you've never checked out the series at all, and you can afford it, or you can find it streaming, definitely check it out.
It was actually on their Christmas sale for $25, which that's
one?
not bad. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, of course, I
Missed
can understand
that.
it wouldn't necessarily be on your radar because the first
No.
season wasn't on there.
No, I missed that. That's
So-
annoying. Okay.
But the next one is just a re-release of this, essentially. This is Legally Blonde and Legally Blonde 2. Now, essentially, if you want that, you can get that in a Blu-ray set called with the Legally Blonde collection. But there's a third one called Legally Blondes, which I've never seen. But I've heard the quality goes way down. You would think that a movie called Legally Blonde would not be that good, but it's actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
And even the second one, even though it's stupid, has some fun moments to
The first one, if I remember correctly, snagged an Oscar nomination, but I think.
it.
I know Reese Witherspoon got a lot of buzz for that.
It was really good. I mean, it's about this woman who is this just, sorority ditz, very wealthy, pink and everything, carrying a little chihuahua in a handbag, the whole thing. And they kept making fun of her about where she was going, what she was going to do with her life. Mm-hmm. So she said, well, I'm going to prove you wrong. I could be a lawyer if I want. And they're like, but she goes and she proves them wrong, going to law school.
Well, wasn't it one of those things where, like, her boyfriend dumped her because she wasn't good enough for him or something like that?
It was, yeah. But cute little comedies.
Yeah. And I think they're talking about a third one. He said third, but really there was like a spin-off that had almost nothing to do.
Blondes.
Yeah.
But the second one was like a Save the Chihuahuas fund or something. Yeah.
So I think the main thing that he has going on is re-releases. The main thing I have going on, I have 3 of these. Oscar-nominated films that will be released 2 days after the show.
At least they're doing all the music.
Now, I will say this. They cover some variety, and they should be interesting. The first of them was an out-of-left-field contender in the makeup category. Mm-hmm. It's a Swedish film by the guy who wrote the book and screenplay Let the Right One In, and it's called Border. And it looks very interesting, and the timing of this is great because we're doing Let the Right One In on Movies Galore this week, so that'll be kind of cool.
Watched my copy
yet. Me too. But Border looks interesting. I think it has something to do with a Border Patrol officer who has special powers or something. That's all I know about it. I'm curious. Anytime you get these random foreign films up for makeup, I'm always curious what's going on there. I'll have to look at it, but again, I won't get a chance to see it until after the show.
Well, we're going to move on with a really cool re-release. 50 years later, we have a re-release of My Fair Lady. Now, this is a really cool one, and speaking of Academy Awards, I believe winner of some Academy
Best
Awards.
Picture.
And well-deserving in many aspects. I really did enjoy My Fair Lady. It is a long film, but it is worthwhile. It is of this... it's very misogynistic. It's Pygmalion.
Yeah.
Essentially. Well, there's no essentially. It is Pygmalion.
Yeah.
And there's a professor who says, well, I can take any woman, even if she's lower class, and make her look like an upper class person. As a sort of experiment. And then, of course, love builds between him and the person he gets. It's, whatever. But still, well worth a watch.
Yeah.
50th Anniversary Edition comes with some new special features. I'm not going to spoil them, though.
Yeah. Very good, very good. And the next one now on my list is one that I believe is up for 2 Oscars. I want to say makeup and costume design, if I remember correctly. And that is the movie Mary, Queen of Scots. Going into Oscar season, it looked like there were going to be 2 royal courtroom dramas duking it out at the Oscars, and the favorite is the favorite of the Oscars, obviously. But this one features Margot Robbie and Saoirse Ronan. So that right there is like, I'm going to have to see it. But like I said, it's only up for a couple of the artistic categories, the below the line, as it were. I really wish I could see it before the show. I mean, again, if I remember, I mean, here we have 2 of them. These are the 2 contenders going up against Vice, so we know they're not going to win that category because Vice has that one in the bag. But still, I would have liked a chance to see it in advance. I am only number 10 on the list to get it from the library, so I will see it soon. But I love Saoirse Ronan and Margot Robbie, and they're both extraordinarily talented, so it should be fun. Yeah.
So, speaking of, I don't know if I don't think this won anything, but it was definitely.
No, that won some music awards. I'm almost certain.
But Little Mermaid is getting another re-release on Blu-ray 4K. This is just the Blu-ray, that darned old Diamond edition. But there's going to be another edition. I have to admit, Little Mermaid was one of those that I first saw how older animation can look when they do work to it on Blu-ray. I haven't seen my copy of this, but I have seen a Blu-ray version of it. And I used to own the regular DVD. The regular DVD to the Blu-ray, it's amazing how the colors just pop out at you with that. So restoration is an amazing thing.
Good times.
I am curious how it will look in 4K, but I'm not that curious to.
And also how it'll sound, because after all, that was the music. That was really the movie that kickstarted the so-called Disney Renaissance.
Yes.
And a big, huge part of that was the music. And even though there's a little bit of in the era of Me Too. There's a little bit of misogynistic feel to Kiss the Girl, which I used to think was an awesome song, but but Under the Sea is just so fun. So, and the music overall just sounds great.
Yeah, it
sounds great.
Good overall.
And then the last one, speaking of Disney's horse in the race for Best Animated Feature this year, Ralph Breaks the Internet.
It is out for streaming this week.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, if you want to pay for it.
Well, yeah, if you want to pay for it. I'm already paying for it. I don't want to pay extra. I actually ordered it from Disney Movie Club, so I'll probably get it in a week or so. But Ralph Breaks the Internet is the sequel, of course, to Wreck-It Ralph. I love Wreck-It Ralph. It was one of my favorites. I finally got that one, too. So that's... tune into our pickups video. Spoiler alert. But anyway, I really want to see Ralph Breaks the Internet. It's the only one I haven't seen in the animated feature category. I would not have called that the start of the year. I thought I was be first to see it, but it came down to that or Spider-Man, and I was like, I gotta do Spider-Man. But if it's even nearly as good as Wreck-It Ralph, it's gonna be awesome. And yeah, that comes out Blu-ray and 4K, and I actually have a 4K edition coming my way, so we'll see how that looks. Yeah.
So with that being said, I have one more. Twilight of the Cockroaches. Just as a basic, I remember watching a feature of it on the Sage basically doing his stuff on Anime Abandoned. He did Twilight of the Cockroaches. It's a basic... gist of it is it's cockroaches made look like humans and the various struggles that cockroaches go through. I'm not sure I want this one, but it's an amusing premise. But if you really like that sort of thing, it's coming out on Blu-ray. Alright, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed your fill-in for the week, and we will see you on the next one.